Good afternoon, everyone. David Paul speaking. I haven't done any videos for a little while because I've been busy recording a course for VectorVest, but that's nearly over, so I'll get stuck into it again. As you can see on VectorVest, the short-term trend of the London market is up. The longer-term trend is down, and the advice on the front page is caution. And with that in mind, in UniSearch, which is the part of VectorVest that allows you to search for shares that suit your own particular investment criteria. In UniSearch there are lots and lots of searches that are pre-written: retirement, speculative, prudent, conservative, aggressive. But I've written a share for these times. It's what I call a search that finds shares that are suitable for the conservative swing trader. So this search, and I'm going to start with the third term first. This search looks for shares that are over 50 pence, shares that have a comfort index of greater than 1.5. Now, what is the comfort index? The comfort index is VectorVest's proprietary measure of measuring a strong trend within the share on a scale between 0 and 2. The comfort index looks at the trend of the share, it looks at the volatility of the share, it looks at the fundamentals of the share. And if the share is trending strongly, with little volatility, and the fundamentals of the company are improving, surely that should offer you some comfort, and thus its name. In this particular search, I'm looking for a share that has a comfort index of greater than 1.5, and that's an excellent number. I'm looking for a share where the relative safety is greater than 1.3. Now, relative safety measures the safety and the predictability of the financial performance. And above 1.3 on the scale between 0 and 2, this share is making money and all those financial ratios are getting better. And then finally, a technical measure, or a short-term technical measure. I want the stochastic indicator, which many of you will know runs between 0 and 100. Below 20 it's oversold, above 80 it's overbought, and I want the stochastic to be moving up through 20, i.e. from an oversold area in the past one day. Now, what I'm looking for, ladies and gentlemen, is to find a share with a safe track record that's trending strongly, that has been oversold in the short term. Okay. So it is a search for what I call a conservative swing trader. A swing trader who only wants to actually get involved in shares with outstanding fundamentals that are trending strongly. Now, when I did this a couple of days ago, one of the shares that popped out was the McFarlane Group, and I really liked the share, and I've charted it here. First of all, the green line is the VectorVest valuation. The blue is earnings per share, which is growing. Candlestick format of the price shows that the share is in a strong trend, making rising bottoms. And it's pulled back recently in a textbook 5-wave flag pattern. And within the flag there are 5 waves, as I say: wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it's broken out of that. Still not on a buy recommendation, but nevertheless the stochastic has just stuck its nose above 20, and that's why it featured in my particular search. I like this share, I like it a lot. It's undervalued, growing earnings strongly in the throes of a very strong trend, and what also attracts me to the share is that the low of this flag was exactly 61%, and at the 61% you can see the tail in this candle, and that invariably means that there's a lot of institutional buying at that level. It's rarely retail traders that are buying the low of the day. It's normally professionals that are buying the low of the day. So that, to me, I think that that's institutional accumulation there. Now, If we get rid of this and look at a 6-month chart, this is broken. It came back, can't make a new high, and it's now come down and run these stops at around this level. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what a gentleman by the name of Richard Wyckoff, way back in 1930, would have called a spring. So it's not on a buy recommendation yet. It needs to get up through these highs, but look at that earnings per share growing recently from an oversold position, and I think that if McFarlane can get up through these highs, then it's going to move quite speedily to 130, 140, and that would be a nice little move. Lots of moves in the London market at the moment. If you go to my blog, or VectorVest blog, should I say, vectorvest.co.uk, then I've actually written up a company called Fair FX, which looks as if it wants to move strongly over the next couple of days. So if you listen to these videos, if you in fact go to the vectorvest.co.uk blog, we'll try and keep you in the picture. A worry is the American market creeping up the page, creeping up through that proverbial wall of worry, but the breadth of the market is awful, ladies and gentlemen, so it's moving up on very few issues, and the VectorVest proprietary buy-sell ratio is just about 1, as the S&P 500 is in fact breaking new highs. So the number of buys on the database pretty much the same as the number of sells. So market moving up on limited breadth is always a worry, but there's probably a blow-off in this market yet. Nevertheless, our markets are mature. But I like the look of McFarlane here, and that little search that I talked about finds these shares. Another share that came out of it was the GB Group. And as you can see, relative safety on the GB Group 1.49. So the search finds shares with impeccable fundamentals, ladies and gentlemen, that are in the throes of a strong trend, but currently oversold. And that provides a good entry point into the best shares on the London stock market. It's a really, really beautiful little search. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.